This is TJ Legacy, host of the Soapboxx Podcast. The live stream will start shortly, but make sure you like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, and tell all of your friends and family that the most infamous podcast on all your streaming services is about to go live.
TJ, what's goody? It's HB. Can I just big you up real quick with what you're doing with the Soapboxx? Listen, anytime somebody takes their platform to educate and inform the culture of hip-hop with politics, pop culture, doing what you're doing and being responsible with your platform, I can't do nothing but salute you, TJ. Keep doing what it do. Keep repping for the culture. Nothing but love and respect for me, baby. Peace.
Gentlemen, what's really good? It's Peter Rosenberg, Hot 97, ESPN, WWE, Cheap Podcast, all that. Big shout out to my peoples over at the Soapboxx, all right? My man TJ, Legacy Cole, the whole Soapboxx crew. Incredible new podcast, all right? Politics, pop culture, hip-hop, even wrestling on occasion. It's all there. So go subscribe and make sure you tune in to the Soapboxx. TJ, what up, man? Appreciate you.
Peace to the planet. Charlemagne the God here. What's happening, TJ Legacy Cole? Salute to you, King. Salute to the Soapboxx Podcast. The Soapboxx Podcast is an independent black media podcast, and they talk hip-hop, politics, pop culture, mental health, social justice, a lot of my favorite subjects. Check them out, man. Tune in, subscribe to them. You never know. I'm out here looking at all the different podcasts that are moving and shaking out here, because I got the Black Effect Podcast Network, so I'm gonna be checking y'all out, TJ. All right, keep working.
Hey, what's going on, family? It's the Soapboxx Podcast, all the way live on your Thursday. I'm trying to get Mr. Alan York in here. What's good? What's going on? We are the Soapboxx Podcast. Glad for you to be joining us. Shout out to y'all. We took a little break, took a little hiatus, but as you can see, we're all looking good, drinking our water, doing our thing, our thug thistle. Let me get back to the family. We're gonna start from Tallahassee, Florida. In the snakeskin, the rattler extraordinaire. I'll say that. What's up, Just Giovanni Coach? Just Giovanni, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Soapboxx Nation? I am happy to be on the podcast, be a part of the podcast, and just to see y'all, hear y'all, and I know it's gonna be a good conversation. So, what's up?
That's what's up. That's what's up. And of course, we can't forget our man all the way from NYC. What's up, Alan York? How you doing with the Bass Pro? We was this the fisherman, Alan?
Not, all this means is that I'm eating a lot of salmon. I'm saying I'm eating a lot of salmon, so I'm a Salmon Bass Pro. I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be here. It hasn't been that long. We only took a week off, but always good to see the game.
It feels like forever.
It does feel like a while. But it was, like 14 days. The people missed us, so I'm feeling good. TJ, how you feeling down there in the Sunshine State, man? How you?
Hey, I'm feeling good, feeling great. Gotta send a shout out to all of our folks. What up, Lisa, Soapboxx Nation? What's going on? Happy Thursday to you. What up, Sean? He says they have Bass Pro Shops in New York City. I don't know, but you may not want to catch a fish in that harbor.
They absolutely do not. But ironically enough, I was in the world's biggest Bass Pro Shop in Missouri. I got some people out there, so while I was out there, I grabbed a couple of hats. So pretty good time.
Word. Hey, let's get right to it. Lisa asked a good question. She said, did we vote? In the question, the answer is, yeah, I did, but I sucked my teeth and was very disgruntled in the booth the whole time doing it, Lisa. So I'm not even gonna lie to you. I voted, and I was just all you heard was, man, this mofo ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, that's all you heard. That's all you heard. But I did vote. Let's talk about it. Let's have some notable wins. Well, Nikki Fried, who was on the show, who was running for governor, she actually did not win the primary. So Charlie Crist is going to go up against Ron, Big Aristotle, Shaquille O'Neal, DeSantis, the hardest man in the paint, doing whatever he want to do on the hardwood for the gubernatorial in the gubernatorial Florida race, which is a swing state. So the reason that this is, we just lost Alan. But like the reason that this is important, as you may know, Jay, is that, hey, Ron DeSantis, if he wins the re-election, this is kind of setting him up for 2024, as what we're saying, right? 2024. So we got to keep a lookout on that. Any notable races that you saw for the election in Florida or throughout?
No, but I know that there's a lot of people that are going to have to face off against their opponent. I noticed that.
Oh, in the runoff.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of runoffs. So, but nothing too significant. I mean, if we're talking like, nationally, locally, Val Demings is doing her thing.
Yes, Val has been, and we're going to try to get more of these folks on the show. We're going to try to talk to Charlie Crist people. We're going to try to get Val back on the soapbox. She's going up against Marco Rubio, and I'm going to try to get Rubio on the show. Like, look, the Soapboxx Podcast is a nonpartisan podcast platform. We don't care what political affiliation that you're a part of. If you have something to say and you want to talk to the people, which you should always want to talk to the people in the grassroots, then you can come on to the Soapbox, and we're gonna ask you some questions. You have a little fun. I would love Marco Rubio to come on, or Val, or I do got to say, shout out to Lawana Gelzer out in Orange County in Orlando. She's going to be in a runoff for Orange County Commission, for County Commission District 6. That's where I reside. I'm trying to think of some other ones. I won't even talk about what happened in District 10 for the congressional race. We got I think Maxwell Frost won, Bracy lost, Natalie Jackson lost. So a real teachable moment. But I'll write about that in the Sentinel and keep an eye on that race moving forward, because what we don't want people perpetrating their record that they've been some sort of local activist, but they ain't really been out here in these streets. But you on MSNBC talking like you a local activist and you've been out here doing what you got to do. So you got to holler at me, Mr. Frost, because it's getting spooky out here with some of these misconceptions. Because I've been out there. I don't know you. So we'll see. We'll see if he either comes on the show. He's got I maybe extend an invite, but yeah, he's got some explaining to do to the grassroots. Congrats on the win, but now it's time to we got to start checking some of these folks and making sure that they're going to represent the people who have actually been putting in work out here. Let's get more. Soapbox Nation says, Lisa said, this is how I feel about the government anymore. Yeah. Sean says TJ needs to run for office. Run what? They're gonna run me out of office, Sean. The minute I say ain't nobody getting no book bag giveaway, they're gonna be like, oh, he gotta go. I would say not one sandwich, not one book bag giveaway. I said we're gonna be accountable, hold people accountable. They were like, oh, hell no. So but hey, who knows what will happen down the road. Actually, since Lisa brought it up, let's talk about it. Alan, you got student loans?
I do.
So, hey, Giovanni, do you have student loans?
I do.
Well, there's a rumor going on.
I'm not too deep in debt. I'm not $100,000 deep in, but
there's a rumor going around that I have student loans, but I don't know. They can't confirm because I don't pick up the phone. But listen, but Joe Biden and the Biden administration, they have some, I guess you would call this historic. They have student loan forgiveness. If you make less than $125,000 in salary, you can get up to $20,000 forgiven off of your student loan debt. It's not cancel all student loan debt, but it is something. So here's the chart. Yes, it says $20,000 if you went to college on Pell Grants, $10,000 if you didn't receive Pell Grants. Forgiveness applies for those less than $125,000 student, and also the pause on from the pandemic, the pause on paying your student loans is all the way till December 31st, 2022. And my question is, Giovanni, is this enough? Do you think that this is enough? The 20,000, do you think it's a step in the right direction, or do you think they should just cancel it outright? Because there's a lot of discrepancy or argument to be made of people who have already paid off their student loans. It's like, wait a minute, why are you giving these people money to pay off their student loans? So what do you think?
I think it's the right thing to do. You know, we can't go back to the past. You paid your student loan, good for you. You did it because that's something that you needed to do for your credit. Yeah. Congratulations. But don't be upset because now somebody else is benefiting from something that you can no longer benefit from. We can't, the government can't please every single body. That's just not going to happen. But if it's helping one person, if we could save one person from this debt, homelessness, can't afford, whatever it is that they're trying to do with their life because they have this student loan debt, then yes, absolutely, it is enough. Now, if people don't take advantage of it, that's also a problem. But as far as receiving $20,000 or $10,000 to help you pay off your student loan debt, that should be motivation.
Yeah.
And then I feel like for people who are hundreds of $1,000s in debt, you should have a career path that should be paying some of that debt. Because the only people that's getting hundreds and $1,000s in debt, are those people, PhDs. And it's just like, I hope he wasn't just getting your PhD for the title. I hope he was getting to make some money off of it because you could pay some debt back. But everybody is not $100,000 in debt unless you are, you've been in school for a long period of time. Like the average, well, let me not throw out numbers, but yeah, y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now, if you got $100,000 or more in student loan debt and you majored in basket weaving, that's your ass. All right?
That's
you need to go ahead and go to the Bass Pro Shop, go holler at Alan at the Bass Pro Shop and get yourself a job because we don't want to hear it. Alan, what do you think? You think it's
$100,000 in art?
Yes, exactly. You think this, and you ain't an art teacher.
You're not even an art teacher. You ain't even
finished. You're a free spirit.
Right.
Alan, you think this is enough?
Like stuff like that, we can't worry about that. But people who got $100,000 in debt, attorneys, doctors, engineers, whatever, people who had their PhD in African American history studies and all that stuff, architect, those are degrees that pay when you leave. Those aren't, they pay you when you graduate. So I feel like it's beneficial. Unfortunately, if you make over $100,000, you're not gonna benefit from it.
Yeah.
But that's why you wanted to make over $100,000.
That's right. You're right.
You wasn't looking for a handout. You knew you was trying to make enough money to be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah, stop being so ambitious.
Right, acting like this wasn't what you planned. Like you wasn't getting student loan forgiveness. All the people who getting this student loan forgiveness, we was told, I was holding out. I was like, I know God ain't gonna let me go out like that. Well, let me not say too much, but
Yeah, exactly. Because this is
something gonna happen.
Feds is watching.
Somebody gonna pop up right up on the feed, talking about, Mr. Cole, we found you. We having a conversation. Alan, $20,000, is it enough?
I think two things can be true. I think it cannot be enough in totality, and it could be a step in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? For this, and specifically with Pell Grants, a lot of majority minorities are going to be positively affected because we are the ones getting a lot of the Pell Grants. So I think it's wonderful for us. And I think anytime that, something happens the opposite direction that affects us negatively, for good reason, we raise our voice and we say, no, this is right. This affects us negatively. I think we should also do the same in the reverse when we say, okay, this program is being placed and we're going to be affected positively more than other demographics. I think we have to take that into consideration and tip our hat to that as well. And I know also it's like, I understand it's been a very, very long couple of years, but this administration has only been in office for not even a year and a half. Well, a year and a half we're just making. Yeah. So I know it seems really, really long because we've been going through a lot. We've been home the majority of the time, but we do have to give them some time to kind of work out the kinks of these things, especially on the campaign runs. In regards to other people, voicing their displeasure, whether it be because they're the ones that paid it off earlier, or maybe they think that this is a quote unquote handout, like Jay was saying, everything isn't for everybody. I mean, every government benefit isn't for everybody. That's for every single benefit. I mean, this is kind of why we pay taxes, and we allow, and I say that loosely, we allow the government to divvy up these benefits for the communities that need it, right? Just because, for example, when we was in school, not everybody got free lunch, right? The people who needed free lunch based upon income got free lunch. Like, you would be a complete dickhead to be like, yo, I got to pay for lunch. And this person does it knowing that your parents had a better lifestyle overall to allow you to be able to pay for that lunch at a higher price, and it's the same thing with any sort of other industry. You have farmers.
Free lunch like a fight.
Right. And then you also have,
you're hungry and disgruntled.
You have people in other industries who may have gotten grants. Well, we have the farmers who have given X amount of money. Are we going to say, I'm not a farmer, so the farmers shouldn't get money? Like, it just sounds silly. This is just kind of how the government works when it comes to any benefit. Not every benefit is going to be for you. And you shouldn't push back on that, especially if it's going to make a large amount of the population's life a little bit easier. So, I mean, we just got to show some compassion, man. And at the end of the day, we can't say anything is free if you paying taxes every 2 weeks, right? Like, those are benefits that are coming back to you in some form or fashion. Like, it's really no free money when you think about the amount that you're being taxed. I was watching a graphic not too long ago about up here, New York state taxes, that essentially if you're making over a certain amount, and which wasn't really a high amount, 32 to 35% of your money is going to taxes in one form or another. Mm-hmm. So, nothing's free. So anything that people are getting back, they deserve at some point of the totem pole of distribution is what I'm saying.
What I would like to see, if the government really wanted to get my trust back, right? If they really wanted to get my trust, Giovanni, Joe Biden sent me that $20,000 in a check. Don't send it straight to my account. Send it to me and let me handle my finances, because I'm an adult, okay? If you really trust me, you should have just sent me that $20,000, because when the student loan people call and I tell them that I'm going to send them the $4,000 in forgiveness, then I'm just saying, he could have just sent me the check directly, but
this ain't got nothing to do with trust. He sees the average credit score in the U.S. He ain't got no reason to trust us.
I was like, look, that's all I'm saying. I was like, he could have just, now, look, you want to talk about going to the polls and voting? Let me get a direct deposit from the government for $20,000, and Joe Biden with a little note saying, hey, man, why don't you hold this real quick and go ahead and pay off them student loans. Them student loans, it's going to roll over, but that $20,000 going to hold me up. I'll do the right thing.
It's going to roll over. It's going to roll over to the Gucci store. We see what happened during the pandemic.
Exactly.
Yo. All right. So you know what? Let's go ahead. We do this segment of the Soapboxx Podcast. Let's go ahead and hit celebrity selfie, y'all. Let's hit it. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? What's up? Okay. So Jesse is not here, so I'm gonna just go ahead and take the reins and do celebrity selfie. So our first story is not really a celebrity, but she's a celebrity to us because of the injustice. We have Have y'all been hearing the news about Breonna Taylor? Breonna Taylor and the officers, and Breonna Taylor, George Floyd was the catalyst for the the movement last summer, 2 summers ago? It's been that long now? It's been 2 years or a year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, too.
So yeah, so basically, the catalyst and really kind of ignited the Black Lives Matter movement, really got, grassroots took to the streets. This young queen was murdered in her own home unjustly by law enforcement officers. But now the chickens are coming home to roost, because now the officers who were responsible for the death of Breonna Taylor, they're now being charged, and they're taking plea deals.
Yep.
They are now taking plea deals. One of the officers, I believe it was the female officer, lied on the document or the search warrant, which had them go into Breonna Taylor's house in the first place. And if she didn't lie, then she wouldn't have been murdered. So these people, that we are seeing it's been slow in Louisville, but we are seeing some slow accountability and some slow incremental justice. It's not exactly what we want, but it's what we're getting. Similar to the student loan forgiveness. Not what we want, but it's kind of like what we're getting. But we're starting to see these cops start taking plea deals, and we need to see more of this, because if you start holding officers accountable, start locking them up, having them take plea deals, that start giving some actual tangible jail time, then these things will stop happening. I promise you, that's always been the solution. Start punishing these folks. Yeah, the chicken. Lisa said the chickens are coming home to roost. Yes, that's actually a Malcolm X quote where he said that about JFK and his assassination. That's actually where I got that from, where he said it has never made me sad when chickens come home to roost. It's only made me glad. So that I can only take some credit. I think Jesse tried to jump in or everything. But yeah, what do you think, Jay? What do you think about the Breonna Taylor, the latest developments in the Breonna Taylor case?
I mean, I think that for me personally, all along, I've always felt like it was gonna come back to bite them, the officers.
Yep.
This whole, like, it just didn't seem right. Something just didn't sit right. And they were saying, oh, they had reasons to go in, and then they didn't find any drugs. And thankfully, her boyfriend or fiance was able to survive and actually tell the story, because honestly, without him, this may not really be happening right now. But because someone survived, by the grace of God, we have living proof that these officers were, they were intruders. It wasn't even like they were operating up under oath. They went in there to kill. They went in there to destroy a family and interrogate Black people and use whatever white power that they had. And now it is, they're getting what they deserve. Is backfiring on them. So nobody can bring Breonna Taylor back.
Yeah.
But it's good to know that justice will be served in some sort of fashion. And that guilt, I love when that guilt eat a person up, or when that guilt eats you up, and that guilt come out. And that's been happening a lot lately. The guilt is eating a lot of these folks up about how they've been treating Black people.
That's saying, we might call it, this episode might be called Delay But Not Deny. That's because that's really what delay but not deny. Alan, I have a question for you, sir. Hello, Alan? You hear me?
One more thing before I end, but this situation with Breonna Taylor is about to open up a lot of new investigations where families are going to question why police officers were raiding their children's families, husband houses, and they're going to want to know, like, was it legal? Like, were these illegal search warrants, and y'all, because I mean, Breonna Taylor was the first one to die, but she was the first one that made national news because of everything that was going on, and we was just sick of it. Yeah. But I really think that it's going to bring to light that cops have, they even tried to show it to us in How to Get Away with Murder. People they have all these illegal warrants and these misled judges signing off on stuff, and they racist just as much as the cops were doing it. So they got to clear house. They got to clear all them bad actors up out of there, because it's sad. But yeah. All right, Alan.
Well, I had a question for Alan as we were going to move forward. But Alan, you want to touch on the Breonna Taylor?
Yeah, of course. So first, one of the things is we definitely have to put a spotlight on the bozo that was the Attorney General, Daniel Cameron, who was the guy who initially had the power to press these charges. He was the Attorney General of Kentucky, a black dude who denied to press charges against any of the cops. Which is the only reason I had to get escalated. So, and with people starting to take pleas, I don't know if there's like a mole in the police department, or maybe like Jay said, maybe it's just guilt, but they're not even putting up a fight. So they know that they don't really have a leg to stand on. So between that, and then also it's like, it's just so interesting how we see issues where law enforcement are just lying on whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
But still, the public, they eat it up when these reports first come out. Yeah. And unfortunately, you even have people blaming Breonna Taylor, stating that, well, if she wasn't in this house doing this, or if she wasn't associated with this person doing this, then maybe this wouldn't have happened to her. And this is all based upon lies, right? So it's very interesting how not only we see how law enforcement weaponizes everything they can, paperwork, which, in turn weaponizes the media and have people on their side. We have to be a little bit more diligent in what we push as, because at the end of the day, nobody deserves, in that situation, nobody deserves to die. So, I just wanted to kind of call that out for sure. And I'm glad that we are getting some headway on that, because, heads definitely have to roll. And hopefully this won't be the end of it. As stated, I would love to see the Attorney General face some sort of consequence as well, because that just shows that you inept at your job.
Yeah. True. And another thing, we also, we got to keep our prayers out for the attorney, representing Breonna, and everybody, all the paralegals helping, Benjamin Crump, stuff like that. Because when you start going up against these, literally like white mobs, right? It's war. And I don't, like you said, I don't know if they had an inside person that's, telling them the evidence or whatever it is, but whoever those people are, we thank you for being brave enough to take these cops down, because we know that is not easy, even in our times, to be able to say, we're going to take you down. And even if your whole department got to go down, you're going down. So those are conversations that I'm thinking that those were the conversations that's been held behind the walls that we can't see, where it's somebody like, I don't care what y'all say, you're going down. And power to the people, whoever's handling that.
For sure. Indeed. Yes, because a lot of people have been praying and having a prayer life, and I too have a prayer life. Alan, do you have a prayer life?
Prayer life?
Yes. A prayer life.
Praying folks, talking about prayer life.
Yes, prayer life.
I think so.
Yes. Okay. Well, I don't know. A couple months back, I actually, I had a breakup. It was a very tumultuous breakup. But prayer changes things, ladies and gentlemen. Because y'all know, if y'all have been watching the show, y'all know my celebrity crush is Miss Tessa, Miss Legacy Thompson. She had a hot girl summer or a hot girl spring or whatever it was. She was out there doing the most. But God comes. and does things in
We get
mysterious
the
ways.
orgy going.
Because I woke up from my sleep and God had a word for me. And he said, go on Twitter. And I was not even following nobody or whatever. And the first thing I saw on Twitter was this right here. It said, single and ready to pringle. Ladies and gentlemen, Tessa Thompson is telling the streets that she's done running the streets, but now she's officially entered the I want to be in a relationship draft, and she is single now. She's just not out here running the streets being a hot girl. She's single and she's ready to pringle. That means she's ready to
Pringle? That's what that means?
I don't know what it means.
Is that what that means? I was gonna ask.
Whatever it means, I can't just have one of it. All right, just like a chick, you just can't have one. So I'm excited, and for the healing and the prayer life. And speaking of prayer life, God said multiply the co-host. What up?
What's popping?
Hey, so we were just talking. I don't know if it's new, but Miss Tessa Thompson is now single.
Ooh, okay. Does that mean you're gonna shoot your shot or what?
Listen, on behalf of the Mamba, 8/24 Kobe Bryant Mamba Day, and his birthday just passed. Listen, I'm gonna shoot, and everybody else just needs to get the rebound. I'm not passing the ball when it comes to Miss Tessa Thompson. She's also on my hall pass. She's on my hall pass list. So yeah.
We're good to go.
So, I mean, we talked about this. If
you, what's going on, girl?
Man, I'm so tired. But I'm happy. You know, like I say all the time, I'm happy to be here. You look beautiful, girl. Oh my gosh, I feel like I haven't seen you in so long. Boys, we not talking to y'all. TJ, put your finger down.
I was just gonna say, y'all look great. Back to Tessa. Yes, we talked about if you meet your celebrity, you gotta shoot your shot. No matter who it now. If you meet your celebrity crush, you have to just go ahead and shoot your shot. So yes, if I meet Tessa,
maybe I need to find a celebrity crush. I don't have one.
You don't have one?
It used to be Tyrese. But then he started crying on the internet, and
you don't like a man in touch with his emotional side?
I thought about that too, but
you can say no.
It's just on the internet.
Right.
On my shoulder, yes, baby, on my shoulder.
Yep.
But the internet,
right? You crying on everybody's shoulder at that point.
But I knew that at that point he had to be extremely broken to cry.
Yeah.
It happens.
That's how I see it. You know, like people are always like getting on people who like cry on the internet, but I feel like you have to be like really broken inside to feel like you gotta cry on the internet. Maybe you can't turn to somebody or whatever the case may be, but I feel like you really do have to like be feeling something really strong inside for you to be crying on the internet. I get it.
But so he's still my crush. Like if I saw him, of course I'm gonna shoot my shot. Like,
how do you shoot your shot, Jack? How do you shoot your shot?
I think I'm gonna just
you just gotta look at him.
She all sad. You know, I'm gonna blink real fast, and
that's what it is. That works.
I might have to hit the lean over a little quick, like I dropped something.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Let them smell the fragrance.
In fairness, I gotta ask. Just say how you gonna shoot your shot at Drake? How do you shoot your shot?
I feel like you asked me this already, and I don't remember what I said. But honestly, I don't know.
Besides getting arrested,
I wouldn't get arrested, Jay. But I definitely got to be in the moment. When I'm in the moment, I'll be able to tell you. But I think it's just going to be like, just like I really don't know. I don't know.
I see it being very weird and awkward for everybody involved.
But TJ.
Go ahead.
When I like women, I'm very weird and awkward.
It was Alan's turn.
No. I just wanted to kind of revert. I just wanted to make a quick note because since Tessa Thompson is now newly single, assumingly, that means my shorty, Janelle Monáe, is single. Because remember, they had a little, you know what I mean?
Oh,
No, we
yeah.
don't talk about that on the show. We don't talk
No,
about that. Excuse me.
we do now. But because since she's free, it could get awkward, but maybe we can double
Hey,
date.
my brother. Hey, double date.
Double date.
Double date. Oh, okay. I thought you said double dip.
Oh, no.
You know, join in on
I
that.
don't play them
Yeah,
games.
Janela's mine. Janela's mine. You know, I'm gonna talk to her.
He can have Janelle.
I know.
You can have it. You can believe.
He said he don't need permission.
Right.
I
So
believe in
Janelle
you.
is off limits. Tessa is off limits. Tyrese is off limits. Who else, Jess? Who's off limits?
Drake.
Drake. Yes.
Jay-Z
And you
is
know
off-
what? And I feel like Michael B. Jordan too, only because I feel like I could definitely like heal his heart and
Oh
make
my
him
God.
love black women and just know that
What?
whatever happened with Lori Harvey was just a bump in the road, and I can make him forget about that.
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That's my number one competition right now. I know y'all haters and y'all think I don't have a shot with Tessa, but the fact that Michael B. Jordan is filming Creed and Tessa Thompson is single and she's in Creed and they're real close friends. If something comes out that Michael B. Jordan is now dating Tessa Thompson or they're spotted together in some sort of canoodling, it would just make sense because that's just how nature would work. And two, like he will officially be my nemesis because I just
I
can't.
feel like they would be such a cute couple. I really do.
Who, me
I
and
can
Tessa?
see them
Thank
together.
You. Thank you for the support.
Yeah.
Thank
Tessa
you.
and Michael B. Jordan, and then
Thank
you
you.
and Tessa.
Thank you for the support.
If they don't work out.
Soapboxx co-host. Thank you. Golly. Anyway, listen. Speaking of support, listen.
Yeah.
There has to be, when it comes to support and standing by your man, I think Vanessa Bryant has to be the wife, the widow of the late great Kobe Bryant, has to be on the Mount Rushmore of find out, because I'm gonna be there for dude through sickness, health, and after death. So it came out this week that Vanessa Bryant, as y'all know, Kobe Bryant passed away, and his daughter, and I believe 9 others passed away in a tragic helicopter crash, which was devastating not just to the basketball world, but to the world in general. Like, we lost an icon, we lost a beautiful soul, 11 beautiful souls, I believe. But yeah, so there was a trial, I believe a civil suit trial against the law enforcement officers who took pictures at the scene, or the law enforcement agencies took pictures at the scene of Kobe Bryant after he, in the aftermath of the crash, and were passing it around, allegedly. Well, Vanessa Bryant, who is like, oh, you got an issue? Vanessa is suing everybody, any and everybody who has anything to do with either defaming Kobe, either something to do with whether it's the pilot of the plane, of the helicopter, whether it's the deals with Nike. She is continuing his legacy and his empire, and it's not like she needs the money. She got a bag. She's just making sure that everybody's going to be held accountable for whatever involvement they had in the Kobe Bryant and Gianna death. And so she was awarded, I believe in total, the group was awarded about $30 million, but she was awarded $16 million for herself in that case. And, her having to relive that, tragedy, and she's still going through that. She has, Kobe and her have small little girls and just had a baby right before he died. So I just want to say shout out to Vanessa Bryant. And that is, fellas, when we talking about tangibles, about what you're looking for in a wife and what you're looking for in a girl or a significant other, or not even that, wife, whatever, what you're looking for in a partner, in a lifelong partner, look no further than what Vanessa Bryant is doing. You want to make sure that even if you're gone, she is more loyal to you in your absence than she is in your presence. And she's making sure she's holding your kids down, and she's making sure that your empire, your legacy is intact. So for me, hats off to Vanessa Bryant, who is just blazing everybody if they get out of pocket when it comes to Kobe. She don't play around. It's true lioness spirit. What y'all think?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I wish that was different is that, like, I understand. I wish that 16 million was tangibly like taken from the city's police budget. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand that, like, with stuff like this, when these when these amounts come out, generally they'll, obviously they're spread out amongst the tax dollars. I think, for any change, like you said, we got to hit them directly in the pocket. So I really do wish that there was a way that money obviously was taken out directly from that police force's budget, which, believe it or not, $16 to $30 million is big enough to make a difference, but not big enough to put anyone in the city in jeopardy as far as safety is concerned. So, down the line, definitely, or, take it out their pension fund or something will to really, really, really hit them in the pockets. I think that's when we'll truly see a change, but this is definitely dope and a step in the right direction. So shout out to the Bryant family, Vanessa, and rest in peace to Code.
Absolutely. Yeah, ladies, did y'all want to touch on the lioness that is Vanessa Bryant?
That just goes to show you what a loyal woman would do for her man, who truly, truly loves her man, whether he's around or not around. And that goes to show you that there are women like her, like us, in this world.
Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord. I'm not gonna play with you today. I'm not gonna play with you. Giovanni, go ahead.
I think Vanessa Bryant is a smart woman because she knows the value of her husband, number one. And even like if you don't have money, I feel like in relationships, you got to know how valuable a person is. Like, so I think that she's sending a message like beyond the money thing. It's just like my husband is of essence and of value to this world, and don't you dare try to spit on his name. Like,
exactly. Yo, Jay, that's why I love when you're on the show, Jay, because it's like I be wanting to say certain things that I can't really say it, like, because the way my mind works, like I'm more of a writer than I am a talker, and you just be taking everything out of my mind and just speaking.
Well, you be saying what I want to say in the raw way, so we help each other. Because if I could call somebody to I would.
Yes. Shout out to Lisa. She said she's glad. Just say you're feeling better than you were last time. She's feeling good.
Yes.
Feeling good. Yeah, she's back to her nasty little self. She good. But yo, that is it for Celebrity Junkie, y'all. All right. So speaking of holding your person down and talking about relationships, listen, we can't get to that spot because when you start the dating, courting, whatever you want to call it, you got to go through the dreaded, I guess, text phase, right? Call phase. When should I call? Who should I text? Should I call it this way? Should I call it that way? X, Y, Z, right? So I was in the gym, and I brought this up in our group chat. I was in the gym, and I was having a conversation with a dude, and he was talking about, getting to know, a girl on, he was on the dating app and stuff like that. And he was talking about texting. So I want to talk about Alan York, Jesse, and Coach Jess Giovanni. Let's talk about some of the do's and don'ts of dating, texting, dating do's and don'ts for texting, right? So here's the scenario. I told the guy, right? He's younger than me. He's in the early 20s. I said, listen, if you respond to a woman, if you hit a girl up or a woman up, and she doesn't respond to your text on some initial, and she's taking long, whatever, then she's showing you that she's not really interested. If she's if she's doing the whole, long text, I'm not going to get back to you for a day. I'm not going to get back to you for a couple hours. Or even not text you back at all until randomly she'll text you back or whatever. That usually means she either has a dude, she has a situation, or two, she's just not that interested. Because not even my theory, because I will say this: women who want a guy to really pursue them, because women do the choosing, they're going to make it easy for you, right? They're going to be more accessible. They don't play a lot of the games and stuff. So I think if she's not texting you and then you run into her, I take it as disrespect. I don't know. I think it's highly rude. When you text, I'm talking about in the dating or even in the business sense. When you hit someone up, like calls are different. If you call someone, they didn't hit you back, that's different. But if someone is texting you, and you're not responding, then she's pretty much telling you that there's a low level of interest. What say
or
you?
she's busy.
What's no, Jesus, I'm gonna regret this. What say you, Jesse? Go ahead.
I'm just saying she might be busy. There are women who have careers where they have a lot going on. I don't agree with the whole day thing. 100%, they're not interested. That's my take on it. A few hours is normal. Me personally, when I'm texting somebody, I don't like to play games, right? But at the same time, like I don't want to show you like when we're first starting to talk that I'm going to be available to you every time. Like you need to feel that like miss me a little bit. I feel like that's very important. But like if we're engaging in a conversation, I'm going to talk to you. Like we can talk back and forth. But if I don't have my phone, I don't have my phone. If I'm busy, I'm busy. If I'm not interested, you're going to know. I'm sorry?
I was saying, where is your phone that you not accessible when someone texts you?
If I'm working, you could text me, but it doesn't mean I can always text you back because I might be in the middle of something, or my phone is just on my desk and I'm not paying attention to it, or I'm a mom who's home all the time working from home, so I got to take care of the household, I got to take care of work, I got to take care of my child. So sometimes my phone is really not my priority, so I'm not always paying attention to it. Now, if I see your message, I'm going to respond. I'm not the type, me personally, I'm not the type of person that if I see your message, I'm going to ignore you. I only do that if when I'm talking to someone and I like you and I see that you responded, like if I see that you took like 30 minutes to respond to me, I'm going to take an hour. Only because like I don't want you to feel like I'm pressed to like talk to you if you're just taking your sweet time to talk to me. I don't know. It's just that honestly, I can't explain it. But me, I've dated a few people, so I'm comfortable with saying that this works. Sometimes, and listen, sometimes you can text somebody right away and they will still take like 30 minutes to write you back. So I'm not going to be the only one that's texting you fast, and you're taking like an hour to 30 minutes to text me back. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. That makes it look like I'm desperate and never that.
Oh, so you think so? It's more of a it's not about real communication. It's more about the perceived notion of availability, of accessibility, availability, and whether or not or desperation. So do you think so? If a guy, let me ask you a question. I'll be honest. So if a guy, you just meet a guy, say y'all met at a bar or something like that, he does the initial, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" and then you text him back. If he doesn't, and he texts you right away, does that comes off as if he is not, that he's too available? Is there something called too available?
First of all, if I'm really feeling you and I'm really feeling the energy and the connection, please text me. I love that. Like, show me that you're interested. I want to see that you're interested.
That's
like
all.
I want to feel that. Like, I don't like people who play games at all. But what I'm saying is, like, if you're talking about communication, that's great. But if I'm the only one that's responding all the time right away, then I'm the only one that's concerned with communication. So why would I do that? No. If you're taking an hour 30 and it's consistent, it's not like, okay, maybe 1 or 2 text messages. No, it's consistent. Then I'm going to give you that same energy. And I can see how that can kind of like come off across as like playing games. And I guess in a sense, maybe it is playing games because like you're playing the same game that this person is playing. And that's not always a good thing. But I mean, whatever. But me, like, I don't mind texting you back right away if you're giving me that energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not going to give you an energy that you're not giving me.
I have questions, Jesse. I'm sorry. So when it comes to, you just listed a slew of reasons why someone may not get a text from you immediately, whether it be you're at work, you're not around the phone, you take care of the house, right? But if someone doesn't text you back immediately, it seems like you're not necessarily giving them that same grace. You're just going to be like, whatever they got going on, they took a half hour, an hour to respond to me. So now I'm going to, and you know, people go to work every day consistently, right? People do errands around the house consistently. People parent consistently, right? So consistency can happen in a multitude of ways that may not be advantageous to us. But if they're doing that, you know, just by happenstance, like you may do by happenstance, but you're deliberately going out of your way to not text a person in a certain amount of time just because you think that they're giving you a certain amount of energy. One, do you feel like that is a game in itself? And then two, is there ever a point in the talking phase where you have a conversation like, hey, you know, I noticed that sometimes you take a little bit while longer, or, you know, maybe try to get some understanding to avoid I want to get leverage by waiting X amount of time. So I just want to know, like, what's the mindset when y'all go through that?
Absolutely. So, like I said, in a sense, yes, it can be a game that's being played because this person is doing whatever. So you're not going to be like, okay, I'm going to respond to you right away. When every single time I respond to you right away, you're taking an hour to respond to me. I'm sorry, but if you're texting me at 9:52 and I'm texting you at 9:52, you still got your phone in your hand. So you're making that decision consistently not to text me back. So I'm going to do the same thing that you're doing. And if I get tired of it and I don't want to deal with you, then I'm be like, hey, this is not working out, because I'm an adult and I can communicate that. Now, going back to what you said, communication. Yes, I'm the type of person where I will ask you, like, hey, you know, like, sometimes I text you and you take like a while to text me back, like, you know, like, is there a reason? And if they tell me, yeah, it's because like I work, or I have this going on, I have that going on, and I get it, like, I apologize, you know, sometimes it makes it like me, I'm gonna tell you that, like, yeah, I apologize, but sometimes I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and that's why it may take me a little while to write you back. I'm going to keep that open communication, and I expect the same. I don't hold anybody to a certain standard for when it comes to texting. If you're communicating with me and telling me what's up, just be open and honest. So yes, there's two different spectrums. It could be a game, but at the same time, if I'm communicating with you and you're still playing that game, I will no longer deal with you. If I choose to deal with you, it's because I want to deal with you.
I have a question. I have a question for Jay. Jay, you meet a guy out, your homegirls, whatever. You meet a guy, you give the guy your number. All right. It's a two-part question. One, how long should the guy wait to contact you? And two, should he call or should he text?
So you said I meet somebody and we exchange numbers, and then how long should he call or text me?
Yes, or no, you didn't exchange. You gave him we're going to go a little bit traditional, then we're going to go a little bit modern. You gave him your number, right? Y'all talked. There was some sort of chemistry, initial chemistry, right? Enough for you to give him the number, right? How long should he wait? Say you met him on Saturday, right? Saturday night. How long should he wait to text you? How long should he wait to contact you? And when he does contact you, should he call you or should he text you? Look, I'm getting somewhere with these questions. I just want to know. I want to know.
Great question. That's a great question. But I think I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes to text my phone before you like. Why am I giving you my number? Like, why am I giving you my number if you're not gonna hit me up so I can save your number? Like,
hit me up right now.
Okay. I was talking about for like.
I'm telling you, 2 weeks from now, I'm not gonna remember who you are unless you really. Then I feel like in high school, yes, like, oh my gosh, he finally texted me. It's a month later. But as an adult, it's like, I got bills to pay. You should have called me on the first.
Okay, so wait. All right, so let's take that variable out. Let's say y'all exchange. Let's say y'all exchange numbers, right? Y'all exchange numbers, right? And he's like, all right, and you're like, all right, cool. You know, hit me up. He's like, oh, we'll get together soon. We'll connect. How long should he wait to contact you? Do you want him to contact you the next day? Do you want him to call you that night and be like, hey, did you get home safe? Like, what do you want? Ooh.
I want it that night. Like,
what?
And I'm not saying like.
But you want him to call you or you want him to text you?
No, because I feel like as adults, we have to understand that those sparks that we have with people, they do not last. They only last when you have a connection with people and you fall in love.
You gotta nurture it.
Somebody, when you see them for the first time and you like, oh, this love at first sight. That love at first sight in
Oh my God.
10 minutes. As soon as you see somebody else that look just as good, who talk just as good, who got just as much money, who say beautiful just as much. So I feel like, if you are interested in a person, man or woman, you have to show that interest because you can lose it. Like with everything that's going on, you can lose it. And we lose it for multiple different reasons. We lose it because, oh, he didn't text me when I thought he would. So it's better to just go ahead and be proactive. Or, oh, she didn't really tell me that she wanted to be serious. So as a woman, it's like, stop thinking that man supposed to chase you. Just let him know where you are, where you stand, because that interest can be lost. And then that's why when you end up texting somebody and then a week later, y'all slow texting because y'all really don't feel the same way y'all did when y'all first saw each other no more because y'all taking forever to show each other that you're interested. Like, trust me, I didn't hear y'all. I didn't done this. I was in a relationship for 8 years. I was in a relationship for almost a decade. I know some things that happen in a relationship to why people be married for 25 years and get divorces, or why people be, lovey for months. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, he ghosted me. It's just like you gotta be on it. Like, unfortunately, like we all human beings and our minds are in multiple places doing multiple things. So yes, I feel like if I give you my number and we exchange numbers, I expect to hear from you. I mean, as soon as possible. Like, unless that's what that means to me. If you text me 2 weeks later or 2 days later, that means you're not really that interested, but we can give it a try. But when you text me after I give you my number, you're letting me know you're not afraid to let me know that you want me. And I need to know that. I need to know that you're man enough to put that out there. I want you. I hope you get home safely. And I hope I can see you soon. That's simple.
Especially at this age.
Alan, you know I'm a journalist, right?
So I heard. That's the word on the streets.
Oh, yeah. So one thing I learned about in journalism, and Giovanni, you know this, is that if you ask the right questions, you'll get the right answer, right? And so I asked these questions because I wanted the fellas who would hear us on the podcast, whether it's on Spotify, whether it's on YouTube, I wanted to hear from the ladies firsthand without interruption. And I'm seeing a common denominator, right? And I kind of alluded to it before. The common denominator is if she's feeling you, she wants and will invite all avenues of communication. There is no barometer as far as how soon, how or long or thing. She's got those rules that you have in this dating world of like, nah, don't hit her up for like a day or a week or whatever. Kind of when she's feeling you, those rules no longer apply. All of those special rules only apply when she's unsure about you and the attraction levels are not there. So what I'm saying is, so for fellas, it works both ways. I think ladies, y'all are 100% right to want a dude, if you're attracted to him to step up to the plate and be like, yo, and pursue you aggressively with some sort of fire to let you know that, hey, I want you. You're opening up. You're doing the choosing. You're allowing me and trusting me to come into your world. And so it's up for me, the dude, to make the plan and to pursue and to be like, yo, hopefully a dude, fellas, you got to start getting onto the whole actually making plans and making decisions, because that sort of masculine energy is an aphrodisiac to women. You got to plan the date, plan the, hey, and coordinate. But if she's not feeling you, then you're going to get a lot of what fellas were like, damn, there's a lot of excuses and hurdles and all sorts of stuff. Like, I got work. I got my kids. I got this. I got that. Oh, I was going to take. She only do that because guess what? If Drake texts Jesse today, she's logging off the podcast and she's hitting Drake up right now. She's not waiting. She's off. Right? If Tyrese, no matter how much Giovanni says she don't like no crying man, Alan, if Tyrese get on and hit Giovanni up and say, singing Sweet Lady on a video chat, Giovanni log it off. She's going to say, look, it's time for me to go, and it don't matter. All those things don't matter if she's feeling you. And so sometimes, guys, I know the ego hurts, but sometimes you got to chalk it up to what Godfrey in our podcast talked to us about, and we talked about abundance. If she's not feeling you, that means it's just her. It don't mean other women ain't gonna feel you. There's other women out there, but so many times when dudes like a woman, we get tunnel vision into trying to prove ourselves into this knight in shining armor. I'm going to get her no matter what. I'm going to show her whatever. And then you get stuck into friend zone and you become food dude. And then you send in Giovanni Grand Rising text messages. Hey, Grand Rising. That's all that is. You see what I'm saying? So I wanted to bring that to the attention. I'm glad that y'all did that little exercise because women do choose. Go ahead, Alan. Go ahead. You got something to add?
No, Jesse was gonna chime in. What she was gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say that, like, if a man is doing all of those things for you, or I'm gonna tell men, if you're doing all of those things for a woman and she's still like giving you excuses and acting like she's not interested, she's not interested. Like, don't even try to keep going. She's not interested, because if we are interested and you're doing all of those things, it's going to sweep us off of our feet. You're going to get our attention. You're going to know that we appreciate it. But if we're not like, it's because whatever. Some women, though, want you to do more. So I can't speak for them. So I'm going to speak for me as a woman and how I am. If a man that I am genuinely interested in is doing all of those things that TJ was mentioning, you're going to get my undivided attention. Like, yes, you're going to know that I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, I do have an inquiry, like, for, like, TJ, you were stating that, you know, women really do enjoy men who take charge and are forthcoming and making plans, and the women agreed with that. You know, they enjoy when a man is, you know, on his P's and Q's in regards to being aggressive and making plans and things of that nature. But, you know, sometimes sometimes that will bleed into having to try to do that more than once, right? And the reason why I say, you know, women are grown. We deal with grown women. Sometimes I'm busy this day, even if you come with plans, may mean she doesn't like you, or it may mean she's just busy that day. You know what I'm saying? And then so I think the gray area is where a lot of men fall into it, and is to where they continue to be like, okay, so he can either just take that as, all right, well, there's 2 days I've been trying to plan dates, right? And both of those days she was busy. It's easy for a man to be like, if I try a third time, I'm being thirsty, right? But on the flip side, a woman can be like, he only tried 2 times. He wasn't that interested, right? And then that's where the gray area lies.
You're busy.
Right.
And that's where communication comes into play, because it's like, if you know you're going to be busy on certain X amount of days, then talk to that person. Be like, hey, let's do it on Saturday because I'm not busy. Are you available on that day? Yes, I'm available. Okay, so let's go out on that day. But if you're trying to just like spontaneously do something and they just happen to be busy, then you can't fault them if they're actually busy. And that's why communication is very important.
I will say this, right? There's a difference with the cancellation, because I'm glad y'all brought that up. Cancellation on dates, right? If you make a plan, fellas, with a woman and she cancels on you, there's 2 different types of cancellations, right? The cancellation of, hey, something came up, I'm not going to be able to make it tonight. My bad. That's one cancellation. That's an unacceptable cancellation. That means she's not interested. That means it's dead. That means it's done. Do not pass go. You are no longer going to pursue her. There's a difference between that cancellation and I'm so sorry, something came up. I'm sorry I have to cancel tonight. Are you available on blankety blank such and such date? A woman who's actually legitimately interested in you is going to want to make sure that she schedules that canceled date, and she's not going to leave you in the ether of just this void of space where you are like, all right, she canceled tonight, so I basically got stood up, so to speak. But when do I hit her back up to reschedule the date? A woman who's actually interested in you, she's gonna say, but I'm available on such as those are little. You got to listen to women and have certain little clues. If she tells you she's canceling on this date, but she is available on this next date, are you available? That's someone who is also mutually enthusiastic about you as well. Because in dating, there has to be mutual enthusiasm, right?
I agree.
And if there's not, then guys, we got to put the ego away and realize with that girl, not all girls, not all women, with that girl, you're just not that guy, right? Now, you may be the cat's meow, but for her taste buds, she may not be ready for you. That don't mean, and I think a lot of times in dating, we take whether it's rejection or we take whether or not someone you like as a hit towards our ego and whether in our validation. Oh, she didn't like me, so that means something's wrong with me. He didn't like me, so that means something. Like, no, it's only because of where she's at right now. You see what I'm saying? But I will say this, and I'm gonna throw it to the floor. I'll say this. Men have a right in dating to reject straight platonic relationships with women. Like, women have a right to reject guys on dates and say that they're not interested. But guys, also, you have the right, if you are pursuing a woman and she's like, I really just see us as friends, you have a right to walk away. Like, you don't have the right to just be someone's. There's nothing wrong with telling a woman, I'm not looking to be friends with you.
Mm-hmm. Nothing at all. Beyond.
But there's a stigma behind that. It's like, but some dudes, like reason I'm bringing that up is there's a lot of dudes.
I get what you're saying. You're saying
a lot of dudes doing the waiting in the wings, right? The ones that you like, hey, I ain't text back. And this is what I was talking about with the dude at the gym. He's like, well, I'm just gonna he's young. He was like, yo, I'm just gonna, we'll be cool. And then, maybe if she's freed up or not busy, first of all, Obama's busy. Joe Biden's busy. Like, politicians, people have been busy. I hate the word busy is so overdone in the dating world because people make time for what they want.
Right.
That's true.
People are very good at prioritizing their schedule. If they're telling you that they're constantly busy, they're telling you that you're no longer a priority. And if you're no longer a priority, why are you going to diminish your self-worth by just lingering around, loitering around someone, waiting for them in hopes that they're going to want to spend time with you? Especially as a guy, you're waiting around this girl in hopes that she'll say, okay, she'll hang out with you, and so that you will spend money 9 times out of 10 to hang out with her. That reeks of desperation. Am I wrong?
Don't act like you don't go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on. I mean, listen, I think it's a case by case. A lot of women feel that they're only that until they develop feelings for you, that their only role in dating is to just show up and be pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like, they feel like the man is essentially auditioning for their affection, right? Like, I'm the woman. You ask me out on a date. I'm not gonna plan anything. I'm not gonna go out my way to do anything. If you want to do something with me, You hit me up. You have a time and place where you need me to be. I'll be there, and then we'll figure it out from there. So, I mean, and there's a lot of women that feel like that just because technically that's courting. That's traditionally what it's been. Women don't do anything but show up and be pretty. So, you know, women who feel like that are just, you know, and even men who are even grew up in being taught to treat women a certain way. It is like, yeah, you do have to kind of extend yourself and spend money to be in this woman's presence, because that is honestly, that's what courting is. To be, that's, you know, courting isn't mutual.
I slightly disagree, but I get it. I get the game.
I mean, it's not the game. That's, in my opinion, I could be wrong. That's really tradition. Courting is mutual. I mean, courting isn't mutual for the most part, not until she likes you.
True. Can I ask a question? And we can kind of wrap the dating conversation up if we want to. I want to ask Alan a question. At what point, from a guy's perspective, right? Let's do something for the ladies. From a guy's perspective, what are some of the things that a woman would do in dating and texting that would get her ghost by you? Where you would just not respond, or you would just kind of fade away.
You know what's funny? I am self-admittedly terrible at shit like that. I give people chances. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt because I understand that things happen. I am trying to eliminate that, but like the one thing I don't like is my time being wasted, right? Like, so especially if I'm making plans with somebody, and if for whatever reason the plans don't go through, and then there's not that, yo, I'm sorry, this happened this day, or I can't go out this day, but let's go out this day. If it's not that, after a certain amount of times, and like I said, because I guess I've been, you know, kind of brought up in the whole courting thing, so I do allow kind of a longer leash than most people, because I'm like, all right, since I am the guy, I do have to extend myself a little bit more than she is. So I may have to ask her out 2 or 3 times, and, you know, 2 or 3 times more than I should have, right? So I think the one thing, probably my biggest pet peeve, is like just wasting my time, standing me up. I've definitely been stood up. I'm not, you know, I'm not no better than nobody.
Hey man, look at my face. I'm handsome. I've been stood up before. Like,
yeah. And listen, I've been sitting at the bar. I've been sitting at the bar, like, yo. And
you actually been out?
Yes. I've been at the bar.
Have you stood up?
And they just vanished. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 minutes right before they were supposed to show up. You know what I'm saying? And
is that like dating apps, or like you know the person?
I knew the person. Yeah. I knew not like this wasn't our first encounter.
Oh, that's
I've been stood up before by my cousin.
that don't count.
I'm talking about in the dating world. Have you ever been stood up, Giovanni?
My cousin said she was on the way to the club. I mean, out, like, I'm about to pull up, never came.
Damn. But that's black folks. Black folks
That's
do that.
black folks. Like,
yeah. But has a guy ever stood you up, Giovanni?
Has a guy ever stood me? No. I think I would remember that, right?
Yeah, you would remember that.
Possibly. I mean, unless
just
it was
say,
like,
have you been stood up before? Has a guy ever stood you up?
Well, I don't know. You guys can tell me if this is stood up. I used to date this guy, like we were boyfriend, girlfriend. And he used to play a lot of games, like in the beginning, because a lot of people were so against us dating. And this one time we were supposed to go to the movies, and I got all dressed. I got a babysitter and everything.
I'm nosy. Why were they against y'all dating? I'm nosy. I'm sorry. You threw that out there. Why were they against y'all dating?
That's a story for another day. And when it came time for us to go out, he texted me literally when it's right there at the time, like, hey, sorry, I'm not able to make it. So yeah, that was definitely a stand up. But it was because there was a reason. Like I said, it's a story for another day. But yeah, that was the only time I really got stood up.
Okay. Listen, y'all doing well.
Yeah, I've never, but like, not. See, I used to do the, like, I stopped, but I don't do the check-in text. Right? If I will not show up, like if I set a plan on Tuesday with you and we going out on Thursday or Friday, like I'm not hitting you up on like Friday morning, like, hey, we still on. I don't do shit like that. What I started doing, I started actually doing initial meetups instead of dates, right? Where it's like, hey, I'm gonna be at such and such. I'm talking about like dating apps, that kind of thing. Hey, or even when you meet someone, hey, I'm gonna be at such and such bar. You should come through. First round's on me, which lets you know, hey, I'm gonna be there anyway, right? But I would love for you to join me. I would love your company for you to join me. Now, if you don't show up, that's on her, right? I'm still gonna do me, but that's usually I don't really do dates until like, and I consider dates like an activity or a dinner. Like you're not getting that out of me till like the fourth or probably third or fourth, depending on if I like you. Third or fourth time we date.
Yeah, it's
30. Wait, what? Time out. You just have to see someone 3 times before y'all go on a date?
Like an official date? Yeah. Yeah.
So what are y'all doing these 3 times?
Bar meetups.
Well, I can't give the streets. I can't give the streets everything. Can't give the streets everything. But
question also.
Go ahead.
Do you date women who don't have children? Because like what you're saying as a mother, if I'm dating in the dating world, and someone's like, hey, like I'm gonna be at this, like, okay, well, I can't just leave.
No, listen, in my dating repertoire is professional women with children, older women, foreigners. Yeah, I date women with children. There's nothing wrong with that. I've been in a relationship.
What I'm saying is with your mentality.
I've been in a relationship before. I've been in a relationship before with someone who had a child. Right. This was years ago. Yes. So I've dated women with children, and I'm very understanding and accommodating when it comes to the children aspect. But I will say, hey, are you available on Friday? I'm still going to make sure you're available. I don't do with women who have children. There's less spontaneity, and I kind of have that initial conversation like, hey, I know do you have time for romance or dating? I always say romance. That's a little nugget. Yeah, I was like, do you have time for romance in your schedule? Because I know you're a mom and your children come first. Because women who have children always put that on their dating profile. My kids come first. That's their break glass in case of emergency. They go, if they ever want to get rid of you fellas, they're gonna be like, but I told, like, and they ghost you. They'll tell you, I told you my kids come first. Like, you tripping. So that's why they put that on the profile. Not because they love their kids that much. They put that so if they ever ghost your ass, they can just say, well, I'm just focusing on my kids right now. That means you did something and they don't like you and they just focus on the kids. But anyway, because
so you know that they're a package deal and you're not just dating them, but there's kids involved.
Yeah, guys don't care about that though. Guys, there are things that women put on their profiles that guys don't care about. Guys,
what don't we care about?
Guys don't care about.
If a woman has the kids and like that they're a package deal, then you're just not the right person for them.
No, that's very dismissive. Guys, if a guy likes you, guys, look, we are very fluid when it comes to, like, we don't have all these rules and these things. You know what it's like? It's like a wrestling match. You know, at the bottom of the wrestling card, it says subject to change. All of these little rules that people have as far as dating, like they go out the window. So if a guy's feeling you, and you have kids, he's gonna make adjustments and to accommodate. And so like you putting that on, it's not like, what I mean by that is it's not a deal breaker, and it's not like, oh yeah, okay, glad I know that information. Like we'll get there. Like you don't really have to put that line where a guy's gonna be like, her kids come first? No, I'm out of here. No, he's still gonna try to date you and he's still gonna try to smash. Like guys, now there are some dudes who just really don't like kids at all. And they will, you'll weed those guys out. But yeah, but back to the original question. Yeah, I make sure that there's some sort of like, okay, you're available. And be like, hey, I was going to go on Friday to this bar. You're available. You're more than welcome to join me. I know it's been, it's probably been a long week. You're more than welcome to join me on Friday at the bar. If at that point we make definite plans and she's like, yeah, I'll be there, that's fine. I'm gonna show up, but I don't do the follow up like, hey, you gonna be there? No, she'll let me know if something comes up, but if not, I'm expecting you to, one, be a woman of your word, and if you're gonna be somewhere, you're gonna be somewhere, because I'm gonna be a man of my word. If I say I'm gonna be somewhere and I have plans with you, we have plans. So if she decides
communication style.
I'm sorry. Right. Yeah, I feel like also this is like,
yes, I do date women with children, and I'm great, and I'm actually I'm great with kids. It's tough though, because when you date women with children, it's very dicey, because especially if they integrate their children with you, like once y'all done and y'all break up, like you don't have that relationship with that kid no more. So you got to be very careful, and I'm sure ladies y'all are, like, with when you're introducing your kids to the dudes that you're dating, because I've had that situation happen where you dated someone and they've integrated their children. I've told women sometimes, hey, bring them along. We're just going to the park. You just bring them along, whatever. But once you do that and you're not on speaking terms anymore, then whatever bond that you have, it ends with that relationship. So you got to approach with caution. But go ahead, Alan.
Rewind. So what? I feel like you're doing a little bit of semantics. If you tell a woman, hey, I'm going to this bar on Friday, it would be cool to come with me, right? And then she says, okay. Why are you not calling that a date?
Because there's no pressure. I try to take that initially in dating, in this world, you don't want to put the pressure on where it's like, nah, we're just getting to know each other. We don't even know if we like each other like that yet. We don't even know if it's like, I'm not going to take you to, I just met you, I'm going to take you to dinner. Like, no, let's go somewhere in a social setting. Let's vibe, whether it's music, whether it's a bar, whether it's a lounge, or something, or a quick, what do they call it? Happy hour. And let's talk. And if we continue to talk, and then that's one. And then the next time will be, okay, let's do an activity. Maybe it's a day activity. We'll go to a park, or we go to, like in Orlando, Lake Eola or something like that. That's two. And then the next time when y'all have had conversations via text, phone call, y'all have met up twice, then it's on like, hey, all right, I want to be able to take you out, because now I know there is some level of interest that we have some sort of connection and commonality. Now we can go on a date. And the date is typically not like a movie date. It's a actual date.
But TJ, what if you tell someone to come meet you at the happy hour, you guys meet at a happy hour, you drink, you eat one time, and then second time you guys meet at Lake Eola, chit chat, walk around. How are those not two dates? That's the only thing I'm asking. I just feel like this is very semantic. These are just very semantic stuff.
I understand.
Well, and I don't even think women think like that. They're not going to be like, these are not dates. We're just getting it. She's going to be like, we've been on 2 dates. So whatever's going on in your head is not going on in her head.
But listen, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I'm telling, titles and official capacities in the dating world in these streets, it complicates things.
So do you tell her these are not dates?
No, I don't have to. What's understood doesn't need to be said.
But the more you understand that.
It's that's why the dating world is Jumanji. It's not for anybody to understand. It's the wild west. It's the wild west out here. It's just a meetup. I'm not saying, hey,
like TJ is trying to. He just want to protect his own mind because he overthinks.
No, it's not that. No, okay, it's not that. I'm just
saying.
If
you're adamant on meeting a woman twice and it not being a date, but you're also adamant and not telling her that these are not dates, how is that good for anybody?
No, it's okay. Y'all are overcomplicating.
I'm sorry, but the part about him not following up about the date is what threw me.
Really?
Same.
Saying, hey, you coming?
I agree.
I don't do that.
Communication. That's communication.
I'm gonna call you. I'm like, are you still going to the bar? Because I'm about to pull up.
And I said, yes, I will.
I'm like, just gonna show up and be looking. What? Man, nigga, where you at? Be outside because these homeless people.
Exactly.
No, I don't. Alan, there's no like straight up. There's no like straight up like, hey, these are 2 meetups. No. I try to make it as easygoing as possible.
I get it, but also when you make it easygoing, that also gives the impression that he just want to smash.
Or it's a damn date.
Pull up.
I think TJ's admitting that.
No. But if he's saying that
like,
3
that's
days
exactly
in
what I
advance,
wanted to do.
that sounds like a
I didn't say it. Giovanni got the you got the context clues out of that.
Okay, I thought that's what it was happening.
He just told you. All right.
Okay. I thought that's what.
Because meetups can be anything.
That is what you do. You just be like, hey, I'm hanging out. You want to pull up? Yeah, in that case, yeah, that's what you do. Just come.
Yeah. But when you start actually feeling each other, then we go on a date.
Yeah, then you could change the lingo a little bit. But yeah,
I'm talking about dating. I'm not talking about in a relationship with someone. Now that's down the road. But like when we first,
And to be honest, I move the same way when I'm not. If I were a man, I would not even if I was a man. Like if that's what I wanted to do, I would do the same thing. Like yeah, I'm going out, but that don't mean I'm just going with you. Like, but you could come.
Yeah. Now if I meet you, but the thing is that even in being single, you have to learn to have fun with yourself. So whoever you're bringing, you have to let the person know that look, you have a life. And whoever you're welcoming them into your space. So they're adding to the happiness and joy, and you're trying to share like, hey, I would love for your company. You see what I'm saying? But the pressure of if you don't show up, oh my God, I don't have any plans on a Friday night. I'm twiddling my thumbs. Nah, it's very easy going, like, look, no pressure, whatever. And then when we feeling each other, then it's going to be like, hey, let's go to the improv. Let's go to a movie. Well, movie is when you really know each other already. But like, let's go hang out and do XYZ, some sort of activity.
Yeah.
I do fly shit.
That's when my pride be kicking in sometimes. Because I'd be like, yo, you and I are having these plans for this day. And that'd be the issue when like someone cancel on me or they flop on me. I'd be like, yo, I squared this whole day around us doing such and such activity.
And that's why I stopped doing it.
Now I'm pussy because you ain't show up. Yep. No, I can't stop. I'm not gonna stop planning dates. I am. I'm not dating. I'm not dating anymore. I quit. But back in the day, that would make me get me tight because if we had plans for 3 or 4 days and I only have one night off and I only have this little pocket and I plan to do this with you, and then something happens. Obviously, if it's an emergency or some shit, if we can reschedule, cool. But if it's like on some, oh shit, I ain't even,
I've had situations. Listen, I've had situations where things get accelerated, where we've had 2 meetups in one night. Now that's a conversation for another time. You change locations, you have 2 meetups, and it's a great night. Boom. Next week we going on a date.
Listen, I done had a 20-hour date before.
Oh, what?
Like a 20, I guess it was 20 hours. I mean, the sleep, yeah, it was a long. It was like
that involves your place, right? Because if I'm talking to someone, you're in the person's company, right?
At the end of the night, like we had crashed together, yeah. But it's like
whoa. You said crash.
Crash. Yes. No intimacy was involved.
That's bullshit, Alan. That's bullshit to me. Don't do that no more. Don't do that shit no more.
Very true. That is very true. You could do that.
No.
I believe it.
No. I'm not spending 20 hours with you and we crashing and canoodling as if we no. I'm too sexy.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know you were such a hornball.
I'm too sexy for that. I cannot do that.
She's like, we spent 20 hours together. We better.
It was like
you know what? Y'all gotta stop sleeping on me that I'm actually charismatic and people like spending time with me. I know y'all think I'm annoying. I'm telling you, it's not like
you need to get neutered.
Maybe because I went through a phase in my dating life where I dated a lot. What do you say? I dated a lot of older women.
To get neutered.
Listen, I ain't slinging it out there to everybody. Like, come on now. But
I know you're a grown man. Like, what you expect?
But the thing is that I date a certain time. I like assertive women, right? And assertive women who don't do Like they're like, yo, they know where you fit in their life, right?
So women who you date and you respect them, do you lose respect for them if they sleep with you too soon?
No.
Or is that really not a thing? Is that a myth?
No, it's not. No, because here's the thing. I'm not judging. Well, one, it takes two to tango. So if I'm judged, I can't judge you for the same thing you're judging me.
Right, because I'm like, men should find value in themselves too. Like I could say the same thing. You just gave it up.
You want to hear something? There are times where I have actually said, no.
Mm-hmm.
Men do that too. Fellas, a little tip. Have a bomb ass night. Now I get that. Now, Alan, I'm not going in and sleeping in the same bed and we just had a date. Like I'm not doing that. But have a bomb ass night with a woman. Javon, tell me if I'm wrong. Have a bomb ass night, a good date, and she's like, yo, you could smash tonight. And you know it, you kind of get that vibe or whatever. But you tell her, you say goodnight, and you tell her, what's the rush? I'm telling you, the next time, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
What are you telling us, TJ? Elaborate. We have a podcast. What are you telling us?
I'm telling you, she will be that much more attracted to you that you wasn't this hornball that wanted to just sleep with her. Because if you sleep with her the next night, you always got to deal with what Giovanni said. Do you judging me? Okay, he ain't texting me back.
Right.
You got to deal with that. But if you tell her, look, there's no rush. I'm not going to put pressure on women to have sex. If you want to have sex and we're feeling a vibe, yes. But if I feel like having sex with you this night is going to cause a problem and I'm really interested in you, then I'll wait. What's the rush? We'll get there.
Yo, you know what's funny? I never saw that woman again after our 20-hour date. So I'm not,
because you cuddled with her.
No.
You crashed. Like you crashed on the 20 hours with someone, and you.
No, I'm not. No. I'm not gonna get into the details because I'm not that type of guy. But it wasn't like.
It wasn't that wop.
No, it wasn't like a situation where we could have.
He said he didn't get no wop.
Yeah, it was.
Well, you touched it or something, right?
It wasn't on the table. It wasn't on the table. That's all I'm gonna say. And I really didn't care. It wasn't on the table.
Giovanni was a little kid. You touched it.
It wasn't on the table, and I was okay with it not being on the table.
So she didn't throw no signs the whole night. No signs at all.
It wasn't on the table, and I was okay with it not being on the table, and we snuggled up.
What was on the table?
And we went off. I said it wasn't on the table. But we ended up snoring and slugging and all that. This was back in the day.
You know what this is, y'all. See, there's the difference, right? Me, I'm more direct and straightforward. Alan is a lover, man. Alan is lover boy, blue juice Don. He is a lover. And he wants to talk. Alan wants to hear about your day. Me, not so much. Alan cares, and that's why they be doing that to you. Because TJ,
listen. I don't want to be represented on this.
But you know what? I don't think I'm too extreme. I don't think I'm too extreme. But Alan, you're a good, solid. You're a grade A human being, and you give off that vibe. So she feels safe.
And I'm gonna.
That can be exploited too in dating.
And I'm okay with having that reputation. We will talk about what actually happened when these cameras go off, though.
Okay.
Just to clear my.
Did you touch it? Giovanni want to know? Did you touch it at least?
Did she scoot her booty closest?
Right.
Yeah. Alan, what happened? Give us the play-by-play.
That's definitely a sign. And if you wasn't trying to do nothing and she did all that, that's probably why y'all didn't talk afterward.
Yeah, she probably was like, "Oh, this nigga playing. He don't want nothing."
Yeah, no, I don't want to get into the details. You never know who's watching. But the moral of the story is.
Are we going to the moral of the story?
Okay. Shame.
What happened?
I said, if she's watching.
Shame on you for not giving Alan any 20 hours.
I had a good time. It was a really good date.
That's a part-time job. 20 hours is a part-time job, Alan.
Listen, I don't regret it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gotta be top top
wow,
15.
it sounds really good. I mean, it sounds like some Titanic type, love.
Titanic date is crazy.
Yeah.
I definitely might be the top 17 date planner in the East Coast.
Yo, y'all was breathing heavy.
That's why I
looking
quit.
into
No,
each
that's why
other's
I'm
eyes.
retired. What happened?
Yes, Alan. Because listen, the streets out here, the streets is fast paced, bro. They don't like titles. They don't text back. It's like, and they want you to take you out. They want to take pictures of food, and they want drinks, and they want to go plates for the dude that they got at home. So I'm telling you, shit is
You
the
didn't know
street.
something.
Tuck
I'm
y'all
telling you,
summers
man.
in, youngins. Tuck y'all
Look,
summers in.
that's why I stay in the house.
Me too. I stand in
Like
house.
I like the color purple. Yo, it ain't worth it, Alan. Sit in that jail. I sat in that jail.
Right.
Oh, all right. Let's get to the moral of the story. Jesse, I'm gonna start with you, love. What's your moral of the story?
My moral of the story is that if they wanted to, they would. So if they're not doing it, it's because they simply don't want to. And don't let them fool you by throwing in excuses. If they're throwing in excuses consistently, just move on. They really do not care. But there is somebody out there who does.
Facts. That was fire. Alan York. I'm gonna give Alan York. What's your moral of the story? Alan, I'm gonna talk to you offline, man. I do not like this 20-hour thing. We don't have a conversation.
So the moral of the story is not everything is for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And this does include government benefits. Just because you cannot benefit from it does not mean it is not a good benefit. We got to make sure we have a better sense of community. So peace.
Absolutely. And Miss Coach Just Giovanni looking like somebody wife. Giovanni had some time off and now looking like she like somebody wife. Somebody.
Period. Yes.
Somebody.
I'm waiting. Just right here. Just put it right here in this finger. But my moral of the story is you don't always get what you give. But when you don't, you might get something else in return.
I like it.
Yeah, that's my moral.
I will say my moral of the story is did you touch it? No, that's not my moral of the story. I got two. It's a two-parter. Listen, incremental change is still change. You just gotta be, you gotta be patient, but you gotta go for the gusto. Sometimes you gotta swing big and miss big, man. Life's too short. If you want to ask that girl out, ask her out, man. If you want to, just go for it. If she say that she ain't feeling you, then that's her business. That's her fault. Whatever. There's plenty of fish in the sea. You just got to make sure you get the quality, the market price. We'll say that. We'll get the market price fishing. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is us for the Soapboxx Podcast. Hey, we appreciate each and every one of y'all. Make sure y'all follow us, Soapboxx Podcast. That's Soapboxx Podcast with 2X. And listen, hey, this is the end of the month. We're going to September. The year 2022 is actually is coming in. About to come to an end soon. We're getting into the fall months. All right. So, hey, for Coach Just Giovanni, for Jesse. Oh, wait, before I forget, Jesse, plug your show. You got a show. Jesse's doing a live show, a comedy show.
Yes, it's on a Friday, I believe September 16th. It's called Black Girl Magic, and I'm still trying to prepare for it. So,
what are you doing? Are you hosting or are you ensemble? What are we doing?
No, I have a segment, and it's in Rhode Island, in Pawtucket. I don't know what I'm gonna say, but so far I've been writing just things about motherhood and relationships. So I'm just gonna try to make some content out of that.
Oh, I got all the jokes about motherhood.
Yes, girl.
Word. Hey, real quick, let's see. Alan, you got
You broke up.
Anything that's coming up?
Oh,
You said what?
soon. soon come. I'm working on. We're going into the final mixes of this EP. Hopefully, it'll be out within the next 60 days or so, but we shall see. So it's a little warm up, not crazy, but stay tuned.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And just Giovanni, do you have anything you'd like to promote or anything coming up? Anything we need to look out for?
Not really.
Or your social media, where can they find you?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, you all. I started looking at shoes, but
I love that.
yes, social media, Just Giovanni on Instagram at JUST Giovanni. Mainly on Instagram. And yeah, you can follow me for advice about life and just how to continue. Really, right now, what I'm doing, and I haven't really started. I haven't like launched the program, but I am working on something because I really want to take this coaching stuff to another level. But we'll see how things go. So y'all just follow me so you can keep track, so you don't miss out. Or like Drake say, no new friends. Jump in while you can.
I feel you. So and for me, I might have an announcement in 2 weeks or so. The podcast brand may be expanding. That's a cliffhanger, ladies and gentlemen. In 2 weeks, we may have an official announcement. We'll see, God willing. But for Just Giovanni, for Alan York, for Jesse, we are the Soapboxx Podcast. We love y'all. We out. Peace.
Tell them what we talking about.